From the economy to healthcare reform, it's been a challenging first year in the White House, an anniversary marked by last week's Republican rebuke in the Massachusetts Senate race. My colleague Diane Sawyer sat down earlier today for an exclusive interview with the president.
1 week after his party suffered that bruising defeat in Massachusetts, President Obama insists all the talk of an embattled presidency is not about him.
When your poll numbers drop, you're an idiot. When your poll numbers are high, you're a genius. If my poll numbers are low, then I'm cool and cerebral and cold and detached. If my poll numbers are high, boy, he's calm and reasoned, right? So that's the filter through which a lot of this stuff is interpreted.
Though there are some concessions and self-examination about whether in the past year he spoke up enough for the people angry at government and ready for change.
Well, you know, I'd say I probably make a mistake a day, maybe two. But I think in terms of over the course of the year, as I said before, we've been so focused on just getting things done that I think that we stopped giving voice to the frustrations that people have about the process here in Washington, and that's something that I take responsibility for.
And today, he says, whatever he's going through, how about some perspective? 2 pictures. Inauguration, first congressional speech.
Right.
What would you say to him?
You're going to look older in a year. You've got more gray.
As for health care, the president still vowed no small-bore solutions to big problems. He said health care reform is still central to American life.
Every health economist out there who's serious about this stuff will tell you it's a vast improvement over the status quo. That doesn't excuse the stray cats and dogs that found their way into legislation. It is to point out that as we move forward, we've got to make sure that we're focused on what is actually helping the American people deal with what is a very serious problem.
And once again, we ask him about an old promise. To all the people terrified about the deficits, 1.5 trillion more spent this year than taken in, expected next year. Can you guarantee them still there will be no taxes on anybody who makes under $250,000 a year? Is that still the absolute rule?
I can guarantee that the worst thing we could do would be to raise taxes when the economy is still this weak. I haven't raised taxes on anybody. I've cut taxes. 95% of working Americans have gotten a tax cut, partly because it's the right thing to do because of the recession, partly because it's something I campaigned on.
And so as he moves into the second year of his presidency, as he looks back, we ask him, what about looking ahead? Ever in the middle of all this coming at you think maybe 1 term is enough?
You know, I would say that the one thing I'm clear about is that I'd rather be a really good 1-term president than a mediocre 2-term president. And I believe that. There's a tendency in Washington to think that our job description of elected officials is to get reelected. That's not our job description. Our job description is to solve problems and to help people.